Y'all, let's talk about a trailer axle. Now, a good rule of thumb is 34,000 on the trailer, 34,000 on your drives, and about 12,000 on your steers. This is a pretty good rule of thumb. You're allowed, that equals 80,000 pounds, which is what you're mostly allowed in most states. Bridge law says you're allowed so many feet between the kingpin and the center of the rear axle or the center of the front axle. Depends on the state. There's a list. You can find it online or in an atlas. Now, we're going to discuss how to shift that weight. 34,500 on your drives right now. You need to move your trailer axle forward, the axles forward, in order to get some of that weight off the drives. Now, I'm going to show you how I do it. Looking under here, you can see we have each hole. This is your pin. You have 4 of these. Two on the left side, 2 on the right side. Those 4 pins are basically the only thing holding these wheels on this trailer. So you make sure they're locked in when you're done. Otherwise, your wheels can fly out from underneath you. And you don't want that. In order to slide your axles, you got to pull this button here. Some trailers, there'll be a lever that you have to push up, pull up. Other trailers, you'll have to pull a handle out. Depends on the trailer you have. Now, as I said, you got it on this trailer. You have to pull this button here out, and then pins slide in. Now, a good rule of thumb worked for me for over 30 years now for sliding my axles. First, you got to make sure you know how many holes you started from. I'm at the very back, so I'm not worried about it right now. But count how many holes you have empty in front of you or behind you. But know where you started from. Otherwise, you don't know what you moved. Now, a good rule of thumb here on the trailer, the size of the holes are different. My trailer is, they're pretty wide spaced, but a good rule of thumb would be if you can fit 3 fingers between, it's about 250 pounds per hole. If you can fit a fist between, it's about 500 pounds a hole. So each hole I slide is going to move just about 500 pounds. Your trailer brake set in order to pull that button out. Now you see I moved quite a few holes. This brought me up pretty good here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it in. Now you can either push this button here and it'll bring them pins out, or what I prefer to do to make sure that the trailer is working properly, push your supply air to the trailer through the brake. It's a safety mechanism that ensures you have this button pushed in before you hit the road. As you see, the pins are not locked in yet. So it is right here, and we're kind of in between. So I just have to give it a little bump to slide it just a little bit more to get that. Let me see how that looks. I'm up far enough I don't have to worry about the bridge law. Yet not so far forward that the trailer will do a lot of rocking on me. It should be pretty well stable where it's at. My load is only got half a trailer load, so I'm not worried about where the axles are setting. But if I had a heavier load, then I would be more concerned with where the trailer is setting at. Now, the way the way I do it, I like to have the last pallet setting just behind. I like to have the last pallet setting just behind the axles, and that is usually a pretty good spot for me to have a stable load, and it usually does pretty good about distributing my weight properly. So, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you out there. Y'all be safe.